Let there be light. Everyone has been talking about NYT's the best 100 books of the 21st century. I have staved off looking. Let's get into it. Let's see what we got. So number 100. Does that mean that's like the worst of the best 100, or is it just random 100? Who knows? Let's go through it. Dennis Johnson, Tree of Smoke. I have never heard of this. I think I only know Train Dreams by Dennis Johnson. Did it win the Pulitzer? Or it was like shortlisted for the Pulitzer. People love him. Let's go for it. Get Out. There's no way. There's no way. How to Be Both by Ali Smith. Categorically one of the worst novels I've ever read, to the point where I threw it across a cafe. It annoyed me that much. I've reread How to Be Both after a decade, and it equally made me wish that I could just spontaneously combust and end my life. We got Bel Canto, and I think that won the first ever women's prize. I really wanted to read this. I think it's about a group of like rich people. There's a synopsis, but I'm not reading it. I think it's about a bunch of rich people who get put into a room at gunpoint, and it's meant to be like really tense. It's meant to be incredible. So I want to read that. Oh, you gotta say if you've read it or not. Oh, does it give you like a score of like, oh, if you didn't read 20 of these, you're a willy. Okay, let's find out. Jesmyn Ward's The Men We Reaped. I mean, Sing and Buried Sing is probably my favourite. I'm not convinced. In the interest of time and the fact that I got 5% off my background, I'm not going to talk through all of the books, especially if they're non-fiction. If they're non-fiction, I've not read it, so I have nothing to say, so we're just going to skip past those. Hilary Mantel's Bring Up the Bodies. The worst one of the trilogy, I would assume Wolf Hall would have been the one. Like, the one that, like, kick-started the Wolf Hall trilogy. Bring Up the Bodies not the best one. Wolf, if you're going to say any of them, like, Wolf Hall, you got to put Wolf Hall, surely. It's not Bring Up the Bodies, it's Wolf Hall. Wolf Hall is the one you're reading. Zadie Smith's on Beauty. I said I wasn't going to talk about all of them. I've just skipped one non-fiction. What? Huh? Why not Beauty? Why would you choose that one? No, okay. White Teeth clearly is the only Zadie Smith book that people need to read. She's never topped White Teeth. But that came out in 2000. So maybe they're classed 21st century as like 2001 onwards. But why you would put the E.M. Forstner rewrite? Okay. Eleanor Ferrante's The Days of Abandonment. Is that like that's part of the Neapolitan. Why isn't My Brilliant Friend? Why isn't My Brilliant Friend on this list? Why would you choose? This is really weird. This is a really weird list. I've not read the Neapolitan novels. Maybe it's the best one of the Neapolitan novels. Philip Roth was alive in the 21st century? I thought he died in like the 80s. Well done, Philip. Is he dead? Is Philip Roth dead? Feel as though he's dead. Well done you. I thought he died 30 years prior, so well done you, bud. Oh, The Sympathizer. One of the most boring books that sounds like it's not going to be boring. I have tried The Sympathizer 3, maybe 4 times. I think it is utterly boring. I'm only on 90, but I'm beginning to see a theme here, which is they've won prizes. So this has won the Pulitzer. How to Be Both won the Women's Prize. Dennis Johnson once said it won like the National Book Award. Bel Canto has won the Women's Prize. The fact that this won a Pulitzer does cement it within like literary history. It is a book that won probably like the biggest prize in America. Is it all going to be like a majority prize winners? Let's see, we're only on 90. Detransition Baby by Tori Peters. One of the best books of the 21st century. I could see why it made the list. There was a lot of talk about this book when it came out, and its inclusion on the Women's Prize also caused a lot of conversation. So I could see why it's on the list. I've read Detransition Baby. It was like bland, lukewarm porridge. Like, it was fine. I think the conversation around this book is the reason it's made it on this list rather than like the contents of the book. I don't think this is like the greatest book of the 21st century. George Saunders, Pastoralia. Okay. George Saunders is very well known in America. and I don't particularly like George Saunders, but I can give him the pass on this one. Like, George Saunders is well known. Is Stephen King going to pop up on this list? I wonder if Stephen King would pop up on this list. Does that mean Colleen Hoover's going to pop up on this list? It would be very... Do you know what? I think it would be a good case to say that Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us is a influential book of the 21st century. I could see him making this list. The Emperor of All Maladies, that won a Pulitzer. See, there's a theme going on here. Benjamin Labatut's, again, that won a literary prize. I am beginning to see what has happened. I keep forgetting to say if I've read these books. Fernando Melchor's Hurricane Season absolutely should be on this list. Absolutely should be on this list. Incredible. Phenomenal. Yes, I have nothing but praise. Elena Ferrante, again? Again? Is this another... It says on the front cover, the fourth and final Neapolitan novel. What? Wait, what? I'm sorry. You're telling me out of the 100 best books of the 21st century, Elena Ferrante pops up twice? You couldn't find another author, and you couldn't think of My Brilliant Friend? Why is she on here twice? Why is she on here? Why have you given the... Why? I also do need to read the Neapolitan novels. What's this one? One of the best New York Times books of the year. These are just books that won prizes. That's all you've done. Septology. Okay, that didn't win a prize. It did win a prize. No, it didn't win a prize. Jon Fosse. I mean, he's recently won the Nobel Prize. Oh, it's just going to be prize winners. This is a boring list. An American Marriage by Terari. That won the Women's Prize. These are just books that have won prizes, and you just say they're the best. Like, I understand the prizes are very good for getting people, like, into reading new books, but you can't just say if you've won, categorically, you are now the best book. What? Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. There is no way. There's no way that book is one of the best books of the 21st century. There's no... No. I refuse. Olive Kitteridge won a Pulitzer Prize. Like, what is this? I forgot about my bread. I left my bread. I can't believe I left my bread. Anyway, right. The bread situation has resolved itself. We got a cable. Far From the Tree by Andrew Solomon. It says it's won a prize. They're just prize winners. This is such a boring list. Why is Philip Roth on this? Why? Why have we got multiple books? You couldn't find any other authors. What is this? Demon Copperhead. That definitely won a prize. It was called a Pulitzer. It's going to be mostly Pulitzer Prize winners. I'm going to... Based on the fact that it's NYT, therefore it's an American list, it's going to have a lot of Pulitzer Prize. The next one, Middlesex by Jeffrey Genadise. Darn it. I think my wife read that. She said it was very good. Guess what's underneath it? It's Stay True by Hua Su. It won a Pulitzer Prize. Would you believe? 10th of December by... We've had 3 duplicates now. Why? George Saunders, 10th of December. Guess what, people? It won a prize. Alice Munro's Runaway. Guess what, people? She's a Nobel laureate. She won a prize. Dennis Johnson's Train Dreams. We couldn't find any other books. There were no other books. There were no other authors available. Trust. I mean, it's very good. I give it a 10 out of 10 on my channel, but it won a Pulitzer Prize. Therefore, this is now boring. The Vegetarian. It won the Booker International. It's a bad book, but fine. Okay, Persepolis. Persepolis. I've always wanted to read Persepolis. This is a good option to put on a list. Did it win a prize? If it won a prize, I'm going to be really sad about that. Toni Morrison's A Mercy. This is... Maybe Toni Morrison didn't write many books in the 21st century. Interesting choice. I've never heard of A Mercy. I have never heard of this book in my life. Goldfinch, I've heard of it. Guess what? It won a Pulitzer Prize. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, winner of the Hugo Award. However, I will say, there wasn't it like the first trilogy to win all of the Hugo, and I think all of the Nebula. I'm not sure about the latter, but I don't like this book, but I could see why this made history, and therefore one of the best books. I can go with that. Brief History of 7 Killings, Marlon James, Man Booker winner, Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. Get a grip. Who voted for this? Get out. No. It's all one of the greatest books. H's for Hawk, Helen MacDonald. I really want to read H's for Hawk. I'm glad this is on this list. I really want to read that. A visit from the Goon Squad. Guess what, people? It won the Pulitzer. And you know the years she won the Nobel, like, fine. Between the World and Me, it won the National Book Award. Therefore, therefore it's good. Fun Home by Alison Bechdel. I read this. I didn't think it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. Jesmyn Ward. Why have we duplicated authors? It's the book, Salvage the Boat. It won an award. Therefore, it's clearly now the best. Oh, we have The Line of Beauty by Alan Hollandhurst. I bet that won an award. Oh, yes, it was the Booker Prize. In 2004. We got White Teeth by Zadie Smith. Why have we duplicated authors? This is ridiculous. This is such a stupid list. Sing and Buried Sing by Jesmyn Ward. I'm sorry. Jesmyn Ward has written 3 of the best novels of the 21st century. Take that in, everyone. She hasn't. These are all just a Pulitzer Prize now, and this is really upsetting. This is basically, did you win a prize? Yes. George Saunders again. Did George Saunders, has he written 3 of the best books of the 21st century? Unless your name is Emma, no one's agreeing with this statement. He's not. Man Booker again. Okay, actually, no. We'll go back to this one. The Cellar by Paul Beatty. The first American to win the Man Booker. It was the first year that Americans could enter the prize, and he won it. But nevertheless, I'm okay with that being included. The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. I really want to read it. Guess what? Won the Pulitzer. I mean, outlined by Rachel Cusk. I don't think it won any awards. A lot of people really rave about that novel. Therefore, I'm fine with that. I think Outline is meant to be a very incredible piece of work. Unlike The Road, which is bad, but guess what? It won the Pulitzer Prize, so I guess it has to be included on here. There's another book award. What a boring, pointless list. I mean, technically, you could have just Googled the winners of these prizes, got on Wikipedia, and you'd have the list, wouldn't you? Let's go into the top 3. Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. It did win the Booker Prize, but Wolf Hall revolutionised, like, historical fiction. I am comfortable saying that, and a lot of historical fiction writers try to emulate what Mantel has done with Wolf Hall. Wolf Hall is incredible. It's probably like the greatest British novel that has been written in the 21st century. Like, Wolf Hall is without a doubt one of the greatest books ever written. It's incredible. It's unfathomable how good it is. Number 2, we have Isabel Wilkerson's The Warmth of Other Suns, which won the Pulitzer Prize. I don't know what this is about. Let's have a read. It's about the great migration of black Americans from south to north and west from 1915 to 1970. This is about an area of history I have no insight about. I've never heard of this book, but it won a Pulitzer. And lastly, would you believe it? It's My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Hello. I think my dog was excited by that one. My Brilliant Friend, again, I've not read it. They had to make the list. Everyone talks about this. It didn't win a prize. Well done, Elena Ferrante, for making it to number 1, writing 3 of the greatest, and in all the Neapolitan series, you wrote 3 of them. Well done, Elena Ferrante. My thoughts, again, I think prizes are important. They're not everything. Like, I'm surprised The Little Life wasn't on this. I would even go so far as, I'm surprised, Sarah J. Maas's, like ACOTAR isn't on this list. I'm surprised, Brandon Sanderson isn't on this list. I'm surprised. I'm looking at my books now. I'm surprised there's not more sci-fi and fantasy on this list. They have been bringing out some, stellar books that are, canon to read. I like the inclusion of graphic novels, but, where's Akira? Akira was fundamental for the uptake in manga, especially, in, the Western world. Akira was foundationally impressive. It's also impressive that you can probably hear my daughter screaming in the background. Really disappointing list, and even in terms of like the prizes that they've chosen, like it's all like the big ones, which maybe puts like a too much prestige on these authors. They're like, if you've won the Pulitzer, the Nobel, the Man Booker, like the National Book. I'm not saying like it's not an achievement to win those. It absolutely is. But like, they're the only 4 that you really like went down on? Like really? I know we laugh, but Colleen Hoover would probably, if you had to give me a list of 100 books, like the best books of 21st century, I'd probably put Colleen Hoover on there. Like, we joke, but she has made a tremendous impact. On top of that, I'd put 50 Shades of Grey. I would put 50 Shades of Grey. Twilight would definitely be on there. And the Harry Potter books. Like, they would be on there. His Dark Materials would be on that list. Like, they are, like, historically influential, those books. Like, I know we laugh and we joke, but they are. They truly, like, Hunger Games could go on there. 100, like, the best books, those books, like, capture a generation and they capture a cultural shift. Those books do that. What an awful list. Why did I wait? What was the point of doing this?